Hi, I'm Tim.
And I'm Julie, and we're with Zentologist.com. We are diving into Open to Innovation, point number 5, on our path to art of being a Zentologist.
So on our previous, on the previous sessions, we covered sacred pace, which, by the way, if you've come into the middle of the session, I don't know how many videos you've seen, but it's important to go back and review these because this builds upon each other. So sacred pace is the first that we went through. The second one is grounding and living in the body, being in yourself. Present in the moment was the third one. We just previously covered clarity, and now it's time for us to talk about open to innovation. I apologize. So this is about empowered authority to create. So I think the key word here is harmony and dancing with harmony in creation. So I guess maybe the best way to describe this is sort of our logo. It really ties in because Julie, there's actually a description. You can probably read it off of our cue sheet here. Exactly what the circle of Zentegration means. Most people don't understand this, so you want to just quickly read that, and we'll go through the explanation of it.
Sure. So this, if you notice, Zen, the circle comes around, and then it looks like it's incomplete and goes off. Your imagination kind of goes off in another direction, but there's this opening in the circle, and what that allows, that incomplete cycle actually symbolizes perfection within imperfection. So even within the Zen practice itself,
there's room for imperfection.
They absolutely saw that perfection didn't exist, number one, and that everything is perfect. So we really need to relish in the imperfections that sometimes we think are bad things. So Zen is totally designed to open us up to creation. So when you can tell when we have the circle is not completely folded, it opens up space for things to come in. So what really about the authority to create comes down to is when we get centered in ourselves, and we've done the first 4 aspects of the art of being a Zentologist, is now we start creating more space. We actually open up space within ourselves, because through the processes that we're going to take you through Zen Integration Core is you start shedding everything that's not you. The beauty of that, in which you don't understand, your mind absolutely does not understand, that the beauty of that is this opening of what it cannot even imagine the potential is. And so all this potential starts opening up, and what happens is people start syncing up with you, and they just start showing up, and there's this amazing symmetry and magic that can start happening when you are going through the process and you've let go of stuff. You open up spaces. So harmony becomes really cue here. Harmony allows imperfection. It allows things to dance.
To work with each other. It's okay to be out of balance in areas. It is harmonizing the need for. It's interesting. There's actually a gentleman by the name of Dan Thurman. You can YouTube him and find out. He's a I guess like a balance artist. He does like acts and stuff like that. And he talks about this, and it really struck home with me when he talked about this, is that everybody strives for balance. Everybody tries to be perfect. Everybody tries for being not having any errors. The interesting thing is he talked about when he did a handstand, for example. He gets on the table and does a handstand. His legs are up in the air, and he's adjusting, and he's standing. He says, "Look, I'm in balance." He said, "But if you look closer, I'm not in balance. I'm constantly making changes. I'm constantly making adjustments. I'm constantly making sure that I'm at the tip of falling over, but I'm making a counter adjustment someplace." It's really about that harmony of all your balance and your weight and your distribution and all that plays into this. And in the context of Zentegration, it's all about heart, mind, body, spirit. And we talk about heart first because you've got to be heart-centered to be able to see these other things, because the brain doesn't allow you to see these things.
Right.
So being in harmony really brings this thing back home that says, look, it's not just about balance, it's really about constantly adjusting our situation in life and harmonizing with whatever is there, so you don't find that what you're dealing with becomes heavy, strong, and difficult to work through. You really harmonize it. For example, if somebody says that they have an opinion of you, just like we had in the last session, talking about clarity. Those are just words and trees driving on the highway. They are going to go right past you. If you latch onto it, you'll have a wreck because you're going to turn around and look at the tree and the car's going to go off the road. But if you just let those trees go by and not let it bother you, be in yourself and be in your heart, and just allow the fact that those words are not there for you. They're there for somebody else, and they're there for the person who sent them. They're not yours. It's not your issue. So harmonize with the situation in a way that allows you to really be creative, be open, and if it feels balanced, you will know it, but you won't know it in your head. You'll know it in your heart, and that space allows you to, from there, create a nurturing, caring, creative space, which really allows you to create innovation, which creates leverage of all the things that are coming in your resources around you that allow you to create. I work in technology as well, and quite frankly, I maximize all my resources when I'm in a situation, and it is you take the best of all the pieces of the puzzle and bring it together, and that can be people, it could be technology elements or software that we engineer, but it's really bringing all these pieces together that allows you to be able to maximize a harmony between these pieces. And I think Steve Jobs really nailed it when he talked about harmonizing the whole delivery of a device is a harmonious event of all the hardware and the software and the people and everything coming together to be such an amazing creative device that we're actually filming this on an Apple device as well. So this is an example of just being in harmony and being in the dance. Being in the dance allows you to then be creative.
Mm-hmm. And something I want to just keep in mind, guys, that when you're going through this process is you don't have to do everything 100%. The universe really honors your intentions and it pays attention. So, for instance, once you get started in the process, you're gonna start seeing people show up that you weren't expecting, and you're not going to be 100% a Zentologist, right? So that very much happened with Tim and myself, and how we actually ended up coming together is I was over here doing my own thing, and he was over there doing his own thing, and once we were able to get rid of enough of our crap individually, then we could actually see and resonate with each other. So these are the kinds of synchronicities that can occur when you start going through this process. Mm-hmm. So, and I had some other really amazing things that happened with me once I, started going into myself. And it took a big change in my life for me to really go into it deeper. Even though I've been doing it for a number of years previously, it's like there's always seems to be those opportunities where there's a new choice that's made. The choice is made because you can't do what you've been doing because it's just so painful. It just doesn't work anymore. And you make a new choice. And that new choice starts opening up doors, and it can be really confusing because, like we've mentioned, the mind only knows the past. Right. And it only can measure what it thinks it's losing. Even if what you're losing is made you miserable and you're not happy anymore. The job, the relationship, the place you're living is wrong, whatever that is. So we really want you to just realize that there is hope at the end of the tunnel, guys. This is not, a dire situation. Approach this with gratitude and joy and love, and gratitude and joy and love will find you. So, I don't know if I can add anything else to this.
No, I think our it's funny. Our journey together exemplifies the creativity that can be possible when you just allow. And you allow yourself, and you do the work to clear yourself, to be in a place that allows the harmony of what your situation is. Our relationship represents that, and we love the fact that we are here making these videos for you, and we can share our journey, and this is exactly what we're talking about. And Zentegration and being a Zentologist and you strive for being in harmony is an important piece of this. So till the next time, we're going to cover on the next video. So look for the next one.
And we're going to be covering emergence of the true you. And it just gets more exciting, doesn't it? So that'll be the sixth aspect of
the
art of
the shell is cracking in the emergence. I see myself either as a
chick breaking out of the egg,
or maybe I'm actually more a butterfly, coming out of
the cocoon. Either one. You have to do it yourself. And in case you don't know, that if you break a shell for a chick, she will not live. You've got to let them break through themselves. It's the same with the cocoon and the butterfly. You can't go over there and help them out. They've got to do it themselves. It's that inner strength that they really need in order to make it in the world. So, yeah, we're going to cover emergence next. And
please comment on this video so we can take that into account for some of our programs that we're working on. We'll be happy to see what we can do about answering your questions, both online as well as in the next video series. So until the next time, this is Tim and Julie from Zentologist.com.